Alright guys, this is going to be another League of Legends cast. This is going to be a little out of the ordinary. I'm actually going to be doing a ranked threes game with my friends. So today's Saint or me playing Singe, my friend Gojira playing Jax, my other friend Daniel or Velis playing Anivia. On the opposing team we got Candy Rapper playing Nidalee, Vavik playing Swain, and Observertis playing Tryndamere. Um, so right away, the thing that I was most surprised about was the bans for threes. I mean, this is my first ranked threes game I've ever played, and obviously the bans are going to be quite different than fives because you have a different team dynamic. You don't want a player like Mordekaiser who can solo incredibly well and just tank a lot of damage while still dishing a lot of damage. You don't want a Tryndamere, which we forgot about that, and I actually didn't ban Tryndamere. I did ban Xin Zhao. Basically characters who can 1v3 teams. Obviously, if you're low health and a Xin is chasing you, you do have a good chance of being 1v3'd, which obviously not good. Singe is another really big powerhouse. He's going to be hitting hard. He's going to be tanking very well, but he is really going to be hitting hard. And his poison is going to make him kind of a force to be reckoned with. That is me. I'm going to be playing Singed. I actually kind of main Singed a little bit. Probably my second pick. Jack's obviously another great threes player because he can solo. Now here's a little bit of a mistake they made. I'm not really sure, but in all normal threes mode, I know you like go for first blood in the bushes. So we're just gonna like take this guy out really fast, and Jax is gonna pick up that kill. So a good first blood right there. I don't know why he was face checking a bush. We didn't buy boot. Well, I bought boots, I think. No, I didn't even buy boots. No one bought boots on our team, so it's, except for Jax, but he was even behind us anyway. So I mean, so we're gonna dance on his corpse. And a little bit of taunt. And for those who don't know, and I kind of into psychology a little bit, and this is gonna sound a little weird, but not like don't badmouth the other team. But if you just like playfully joke with them, it can kind of get them offset as far as their mentality in a game, and can definitely create some issues. So, um, I mean, don't say anything rude. Obviously, I really don't advocate that. It's kind of I really hate people who troll other teams if they're doing well. It's a kind of a bad sport. But if you just kind of joke with them, and as you can see, Jax put like a smiley face there and a winky face. So I mean, obviously he wasn't doing that to like make fun of the other team's mistake, but you know. So in this lane we are gonna have Jax and Singed, which is gonna be a pretty good lane. Both of us do need farm. Well, I don't really need farm as a tank, and I'm gonna be building mostly AP, so not an issue. And Nivea should have no problem against Nidalee, even in Cougar form. She's not a good AP carry. Well, she is a great AP carry, but she's not, I would say, as good as Anivia. Um, so I don't know if they warded that bush or what. I think they warded it, which is funny and maybe that's what he was running to do. Maybe he was running to place a ward. I'm not really sure. But either way, he did face check. And Tryndamere actually does have a ward, so I would not be surprised if they warded this bush and warded mid. So we see Nidalee just kind of hiding in bushes, missing her spear against Anivia, getting a lot of damage done on Swain. I'm going to try and push into him. I am slowed. I didn't know that bird actually slowed too. Kind of annoying, but not a big issue. Obviously, Anivia and Nidalee's lane is going to be pretty even for most of the game. Obviously, not going to see some giant pushes out of them, or us for that matter. I find threes with the lane closeness and the size of the lanes, how tight they are, it's not. I don't think it's a good idea to really push your lane because the third player can come down pretty quickly. And I'm going to go try and kill Singed. We say that Singed should die after this. So I have Flash, throw him into my poison, and ignite him, and he's going to go down to Jax. So a good pickup. Basically, force him out of the lane the longer we can, better. And yes, we're pretty pushed at this point, but not a big deal. Probably want to get some damage down on Tryndamere before he hits 6 because that's going to be a little bit of a scary point for us. This is our first threes as a team, so yes, we're just kind of trying, experimenting with new heroes. Obviously, our combo is working pretty well right now. We are 2-0. definitely pulling ahead. And Nivea is going to be able to solo quite well. Nidalee at 10 farm, Nivea at 11. So pretty close in terms of farm. Um, Obviously, Jack's going to farm really well, and I want him to have that farm. I don't need farm that bad, but Jack's well farmed and well fed is incredibly good. So I'm not really too worried about getting farm until the late game, in which case I could just poison 7 minions and get all of them. So yeah, Sidge's farm will definitely pick up late game, and we see Swain getting level 3. But not a big issue. Another thing I've noticed in some threes matches that I've spectated and I've actually commented on earlier, if you can find them, is that some people actually run a jungle in threes, like 2 solos in a jungle. I haven't experimented around with this yet, and we are kind of low elo for that because we literally unranked and we just started playing threes. But it would be interesting to see how that affects it. And Fiddlesticks obviously would be able to jungle quite well. Maybe not as well without a blue buff to get that constant heal, but we'll see. Nidalee backing off. So, I mean, they do have good team communication. The second Jax and I were out of lane, Nidalee did immediately back up. So, I think they are communicating quite well, which is good, but, you know. At this point, we're already 2-0, which first blood and another kill on a Jax is going to be quite a substantial lead for him. He's going to have a lot of farm. He's just going to go do some harass, do some good jumping. That Swain not doing that much damage, and I do throw him backwards, and he's going to blow flash. Actually, I don't know if he blew flash. He might have died from that. But he does pop another health bomb. Anivia also with 6 is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, her 6 and Nidalee's 6s are game changers for sure. Nidalee going to be able to farm better and do that extra AD damage, but I'm really unsure. Not sure why he ghosted. I am going to go for a slow, and I do ignite him. I'm going to go straight for the tower dive and pick him off. So that's one of the powers of Singe, is being able to tower dive like that. Obviously, I want it back, though. Pretty low on the HP. And be able to get my boots. So a little bit of a gank on Trinamere. You're going to notice we don't say anything. It's because we know we're all on Skype. So if you don't see the communication, it's because it's obviously all on voice chat. So as for levels, we got 2 level 5s and a level 6. On their team, we've got a level 4, a level 5, and a level 6. So Swain falling quite behind in farm. And their whole team is really just behind in CS. Bot lane's been able to deny pretty hard. Obviously, I'm a little lower because I wanted Jax to be able to get that farm. Just because well-farmed Jax is obviously good. But I will take CS when I can get it. As long as Anivia is not here. Because obviously Anivia is going to be our main carry. Though Jax with his DPS could definitely carry us as well. So about 7 minutes in, the score is 3-0. No tower damage, no real pushes going on. And this is when we decide that Jax should actually go jungle. And Anivia will solo bot and I'll solo top. Singed, obviously a great solo, and with farm is going to do quite well. So yes, I think it's a good idea to have 2 solos when you can. And Jack's at a level where he can jungle effectively and has enough money to definitely buy the items, which will allow him to do so. We see a lot of damage going down. I think Swain is around here somewhere in the bush. Maybe not. I thought a lot of damage was going down on someone there. Maybe he flashed again. But obviously with all of them being Mia, I definitely suspect that they are a dragon. But I guess not. So they are just all Mia. I'm assuming they went back to buy or something. Nidalee might be in the jungle. She can jungle quite well because she does have a constant heal. And her Cougar from him does enough AD damage to clear creeps pretty fast. So I think she did go for a quick level advantage by going for this camp, or this camp, which is really not a bad idea. Jax is going to go try and solo Dragon for us. He actually says that he could jump through walls, so I was going to try and get a good throw off on Nidalee. It's hard to throw her in range of this wall, though. And Jax is just going to go to jungling. Anivia soloing 2 bot, quite impressive. She does have that level advantage though, and the good vision, so she won't be able to be ganked super easily. And yeah, score is still 3-0. I am kind of denying Nidalee farm, which is surprising because she was a solo and I was in the double lane. But, you know, with that Cougar form, she will be able to farm quite effectively. Use Q. Oh, fail pounds. Swain going down to Articuno or Anivia. Anivia doing a lot of damage before she goes in. Will probably force the Endless Rage. And he flashes, and I flash, and I'm going to kill him. So, takedown number 2. And then we see Anivia here. I mean, not Anivia, in Italy. A little out of position, and I really wanted to rewatch this because I don't know how she got away with me here. Alright, so she went up top, and then she's just gone. I don't know where she went. I think she hopped over this wall, and then she's going to flash. I tried throwing her, but yeah, she did flash. And there's Swain there. So we are not going to tower dive this Swain. He is going to be getting life back, and without an ignite up, it's going to be tough to kill him. So we will just back. Score is now 5-0 in our first ranked 3s. So obviously doing quite well. Singed, great tank, because you don't really need to build a tank since he gets health from the amount of mana he has. So if you build mana items, which I don't actually know if I did or not, mana/AP items, you will be good. And Anivia going to recall. Jack's going to take red and then probably recall. He is out of mana. Or go for one more camp. At this point, I'm just waiting in the bushes. I'm going to try a little bit of a gank, maybe. I have been CSing quite well while they've been gone, and I did catch up. I'm now at 32 from like 6. So I was like 20 under Jax, and now I'm pretty much even with our team and almost beating everyone on their team except for their solo Nidalee, who obviously has pretty good CS. And that little CS dude will die. Alright, got all that CS. Just going to check the jungle real quick. Your dragon is really, really important on this map. It's worth, I think, 280 gold, something like that. A lot of gold. The buff is incredibly good. It's honestly, I would say, almost better than Baron buff. And you can solo it. One person can just kill dragon. So, you know, it's obviously not a bad thing to go for. Jax is going to solo it. He does have lifesteal, so he will be in a good position for killing that. Only losing about 200, maybe 3. He'll probably lose about 300 health by the time Dragon goes down. But obviously, we'll be able to lifesteal that back later. So picking up Dragon buff. And Dragon buff actually gives us 8% increased damage, which is a lot of damage. I mean, it's such a big buff. It doesn't give the extra health regen that Baron does, but honestly, extra 8% damage is really important in a 3s match. So having Dragon control, and if you're going to ward places on this map, ward right here and ward right here. Those are the 2 most important parts you want to jungle. We actually catch Nidalee. She was around here. Ran up on Jack's jungle, but not going to engage. We see Trinimir's Mia. Swain's most likely coming top. So we do want to not force an engage here, but possibly go for something. We did get the stun off, but Swain is way out of position, actually. And I don't know if they're actually going to engage this or not. They see all of us with a good trap from Nidalee, so, you know, solid trap. Anivia can wall them off, so if we did bait them and they got here, she could wall the whole thing off so they can't escape. But at this point, we're just going to back, push our advantage, don't want to throw anything away, and I'm going to just protect, make sure there's no engagement going on. Anivia a little bit out of position, but not really a big issue because she can't just wall off, and going to be in probably the worst place I've ever seen. They just hucking spears. Not a big issue because honestly, I'm tanky enough that it doesn't hurt. She never really gets that much AP this game. In fact, she's building support, which I think is a giant blunder. You can't afford to support Nidalee in a 3s match when already your other AP carry has been so underleveled. I believe this is going to go into a... what is that going to go into? I'm not actually sure. I want to say... I'm not sure what the Kindle gem goes into, actually. I know I recognize the item, but I don't really play support, so I wouldn't. I know it's a supporty item, though. We'll see. And then I'll be like, oh, it was that. If she ever gets it, because she doesn't really have much farm, so. I'm gonna eye Nidalee. Swain. Tryndamere is actually Mia. We could go for an engage here. I am gonna throw her backwards, and we are gonna pick that kill up. So, obviously, good team effort. Should be able to give us this tower for free. I don't think Tryndamere or Swain could stop us. Obviously, our auto attacks. We're not really tower killers per se, and I do have ignite up, so I could ignite if my team so desired it. I do go for the ignite, go for the toss up. A lot of poison damage going down. Not going to be able to kill Jax, and not going to be able to take the tower. Honestly, Swain just kind of killed himself there, and I mean, we're still going to push for the tower. I have ult, and I already used it, so I have the movement speed, the ability power. I think it gives ability power. Yeah, ability power, magic resist, armor, movement speed, everything. So, honestly, that's like God mode singed. And we are still going to pick up this tower, so, I mean, kind of killed themselves for nothing. And we see Nidalee not going to be able to chase. A little bit of a missed wall there. Little premature ghost, too. Not really sure why you used that, but not a big issue. Anivia's still just going to be able to get her farm up. And yes, the one thing she was saying, or not she was saying, but my friend Daniel was saying when he was playing Anivia, is kind of bad that there's no blue buff on this map. It definitely favors AD heroes because the swiftness is going to help the AD hero on black buff, and I think green buff is also helps AD heroes. And yeah. Another thing I just wanted to bring up is kind of ask your thoughts on the patch that's going to be coming up. That's going to make red buff in 5v5 actually give a speed boost instead of a slow. Because it's too easy to gank apparently. So it's definitely, I would say, a nerf to AD junglers such as Warwick and Hooter. And going to be interesting to see how that plays out because I think we're going to see a lot more AP junglers because both blue buff and red buff will help them. So we see Swain and Tryndamere a little out of position. A great wall off, going to take them down. Swain obviously still life stealing. He does flash out of there, but and so does Tryndamere. So they actually double flash. And Nidalee is there to back him up and support him. I'm going to actually go in from behind, see if I can't pick anything up. I do get snared, unfortunate, but it looks like they just ran out of there. So Endless Rage obviously going to be incredibly good in 3v3 because you can basically solo a team with Endless Rage. Lucky for us, this Tryndamere never does get fed and really honestly never gets good items, I don't think. I honestly don't think he ever hits hard this game. Anivia doing a lot of damage. I don't know if they'll chase, but we do kind of a double wall off there with a slow from me and Anivia's wall off. Obviously, because the lanes are so tight, Anivia's wall is going to be that much better. And I did pick up a Roa last time I backed. Obviously, going to enable me to get a little bit tankier. This is pretty much the only tanky item I plan on buying. And then I'm going to go straight AP. With Roa and fully stacks, I'm going to have a lot of... it's just going to give me a lot of health, which really is all I need as a tank. They're not hitting that hard. If they were hitting hard, I might get some magic resist or something. I think I do some goofy selling later on to try and counter the fact that I didn't get any magic resist. And we see she might get away. I could pop my ult. I get slowed by Tryndamere, so Tryndamere, honestly, just really lucky positioning on Tryndamere. And we almost picked up a kill with the dragon, but now we'll just pick up a free dragon. At this point, we definitely have dominance in this game. I don't think they could really touch us. I mean, it's 7-0, and they're running away like every initiate we make. So, I honestly don't like this kind of game. Obviously, the start was fun, but at around the 20-ish minute mark, when we really start getting our advantage, really start getting our items, and that kind of stuff, it gets kind of frustrating that teams will just run away. And I know their Nidalee was at half health, so it's not this engage in particular, but basically they will run away for the rest of this game, and we will not have really a straight team fight for I think a long time. This game does kind of drag out, but I'll make it as exciting as I can. So as you can see, it is the 18, almost the 20-minute mark, and I'll check the farm. We have 303 on Singed. Obviously, I'm getting pretty fed. I have 62 CS, which is pretty good. Jax is at 77 CS, is 301. I fed Jax, obviously really, really, really good. And Anivia is 104 and is also getting pretty fed. She actually got boots of mobility, which is kind of strange. But, in these close spawns, I actually definitely understand that. And might consider getting boots of mob on Singe sometime. On the other team, we've got a Tryndamere, and all he has is a Zeal and Ionian boots at 20 minutes. That's not so good. Oh, a Soul Shroud. That's what Nidalee built. But as you can see, a lot of damage going down. I am going to toss him away from the tower. He is ignited, so he is going to go down. I also have another ignite. I'm going to just go for this. I do ignite her, and I'm going to go for as much damage as I can. Hide in the corner so I don't get hit by the turret. And meanwhile, my team is going to focus the turret. I flash out of there, but sadly, I do get picked off. Jax is, however, going to pick up a kill. And I pick up a kill, I guess, on Tryndamere from my poison. And we pick up a tower. So honestly, that tower dive was completely worth it. I mean, as a tank, I'm not opposed to dying at all. We're going to get an inhib turret, and we're going to get an inhib for really basically just me. I was on a killing spree, so I think I was worth some gold, 363. Not that big a deal, though. Giving my team that turret, big help. And giving them the Nexus, too. So, a good stun, but honestly, I would not engage this team. Even with Swain's ult, we can definitely just annihilate him. And apparently Nidalee said I did more damage to her than anyone else. And it wasn't that bad a decision, but I honestly think that's a giant blunder. I mean, they just lost an inhib and an inhib turret for one kill, and we got an ace out of it. So, I would probably say I'd rather take an ace and a turret and an inhib rather than one tank. But, whatever. It's their call. Obviously, they're not that far. Obviously, they're pretty far behind, so I wouldn't really trust their game judgment, per se. And I'm just going to go hit on this turret. Basically, free gold if we can get it. Nidalee is going to chase me away, but I am actually out-leveling her, even though she was a solo. And this is when I think 3s start getting more fun, is when you're basically just team fighting all the time. And obviously it's not going to happen with this team because they're scared of us. But, see, I'm going to get ganked a little bit here. I don't know if I actually go down. I don't have flash up. And they are going to chase me. I do make some mistakes this game, so obviously not a perfect game. And I actually make the mistake of thinking I'm tankier than I am. I kind of forget that I'm not actually building tank. I'm building AD or AP. As you can see, I already have a blasting wand, and I'm going straight for Rabadons after Roa. So, yeah, I definitely need to get in the mindset of thinking that, this is a 3v3, so I'm not going to be as tanky as I usually am with Singe, so I need to play a little bit safer. That's definitely going to come into play later. And watch this fail throw. So I was going to try and throw him to get some damage on him, but I just threw him over the wall, and I felt like an idiot, so... Yes, don't do that, as Singed. You look dumb. But I will pick up Black Buff, which is obviously going to be really good on Singed. I actually don't know why I'm recalling. Oh, because I'm going to get a needlessly large rod. So, yeah, obviously sell your Dorans when you can for a really good item. Usually you want to keep it for as long as you can because they are kind of nice for health regen and mana regen and all that good stuff. But obviously if you can buy a needlessly large rod, do it. This Tryndamere is actually making fun of us and saying that we need all the buffs to make a push. I don't know why he's saying that. It's kind of just playing smart. Obviously, you want to have every advantage you can before you make a push for the win. So, I don't really know what he's talking about. And we see a lot of damage going down on Nidalee. A lot of damage going down on Tryndamere. Pops the Endless Rage way too early. Definitely going to go down. Pick up that kill. I actually see, this is my big mistake. I auto-clicked and I didn't mean to run into that tower. I my skill. I clicked my skill and then I clicked on him to get him, but he ran me right into the tower and I didn't realize that. So yeah, I kind of killed myself. Kind of a big blunder on my part, but we did still pick up 1-for-1, so not a big deal. And as far as levels, me and Jax are 14, and Anivia's 16. Their two duos are 12, and their Nidalee is 14. So obviously at this point, we basically just win. It's going to be hard to throw away this advantage. I'm pretty sure my team will try, but yes. And apparently they're going to finish off Dragon. Let's see, I'm going to spawn in 3 seconds, 2 seconds. All right, they literally finished Dragon a second before I spawned, which kind of sucks. But a little bit of miscommunication there. I'm not going to blame them. That was definitely my fault. And I'm going to go try and farm up so I can get a Rabadons and then be doing a lot more damage. So as far as teams in threes, you guys really want to get kind of off-tank a DPS. Anivia is going to be our squishy AP carry, who we need to protect. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, she is a fully stacked Roa, so she's really not that squishy. I don't think supports are really that viable in threes. I've never been beaten by a team who had a really good support. They could be good if you go like AP mostly, but play natively and then, have the heal from that. I'm not really sure how important it is. But yeah. I am just trying to get enough farm for a Rabadon. I'm really close. Yep. So I will be able to pick up my Rabadon when I'm back. Their inhib is back, but soon we're going to be pushing for the win. We obviously have level advantage. We have XP advantage. We have buff advantage. We have pretty much every advantage. And now with the Rabadon, I'm sitting with around 330 AP. Whoa. Well, this is what it looks like if you view it flat. Try and set this up with a good angle. Yeah, that looks pretty right. Maybe zoom out a little bit. Too flat. So Anivia is going to go straight for this turret. She does get a nice spear off, but as you can see, Nidalee has no AP. If Nidalee had any AP, she definitely would have done a lot more damage with that spear. And is now going to go down pretty much instantly. I mean, I think it was really stupid of this Nidalee building support items. And now we're going to push for turret. See a little bit of a dual lane push. Force Xin to go over there. And going to throw him backward after he Endless Rages. I don't think we're going to pick up the kill. Incredibly lucky. I mean, Endless Rage is such a good skill on threes. It basically is a get out of jail free card every time. I'm going to pop my ult so I get the extra regen. I want to get this turret, but I'm not going to kill myself. I think Trind and Swain could probably 2v1 me. I'm not 100% sure. I might have been able to get that tower, but it's not worth dying for. Gojira did go down. He was doing the turret diving, which I think was a little bit of a mistake. I definitely could have started that so that I would have taken the turret aggro. I do have more health than him, but he does have lifesteal, so we're just kind of waiting for the perfect engage. Obviously, we don't want to get aced because we would, die. Obviously, threes with only 2 towers and then a Nexus with, 1 Nexus tower in between. You definitely can get aced and then just lose the game even if you're really far ahead. So, yeah, throwing some spears at me. Unnecessary roughness, I would call it. And with the level up, I will get the Catalyst passive, and we are just going to go for an inhib. She is just sitting back and throwing spears, but because she has literally no AP except for 1 blasting one, she really doesn't do any damage. And they are going to try and kill me. I don't know if they're going to get me. He does flash and will be able to pick up that kill. I did flash a little late, but we were able to pick up an inhib. Jack's a little bit out of position to help us, but not that big an issue. At this point, we're just kind of waiting to win. I wish they had surrendered because, that would have been nice. That we could actually move on. But in the meantime, I don't really know what to say. Yes, I guess I'll go back to talking about 3 strategies as far as team comps. Basically, you do want 1 AP carry who can hit pretty hard, such as an Anivia. DPS like Jax is really good. If I could play Xin Zhao, I mean, I might play Xin Zhao, Jax, and Anivia. You just want as much AD DPS as you can. Obviously, a Tryndamere incredibly good because, as you can see, we had that kill. I mean, he was dead. We double stunned him. We exhausted him. But Tryndamere's Endless Rage and 3s is incredibly overpowered. So, if you're going to ban someone, I would suggest banning Tryndamere. Tryndamere and someone like Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser is just so good at soloing. And in a team fight, if he's built straight AP, he can definitely wreck a team. Also, the other issue is with these camps right here, if he's a solo, he can literally just like run up and one-hit these creeps right here and be able to, you know, get a lot of damage down. So I believe we push for the win pretty soon. I am going to be building a Fawn. That is my second item after, or third item after Rabadon. Because Nidalee Spears are getting a little obnoxious. She's building a little more AP. Not too much, but, you know, it's just kind of annoying. And with that regen and movement speed, the Fawn, obviously a fantastic item for Singed. And here, you'll see if I learn my lesson, I will try not to throw him outside. The reason I use my throw is it is my main source of burst damage. And I'm going to back real quick for my Null Magic Mantle and then see that I can grab some creeps. So there is a 1-to-1 ratio on his throw. I actually didn't know that, so his throw, obviously really good item. And my team is about to engage. We're just going to ignore the bot side. We could have split pushed or done something fancy, but honestly, we just win in a straight up fight anytime, so it's not really a bit of concern. And you know what's really funny is this Tryndamere actually talks crap to our Jax that he's playing a no-skill hero when he's playing Tryndamere, who has no mana, has basically a get-out-of-jail jail free card with his ult, and I mean, honestly, I think that's the definition of a get-out-of-jail free card. So, I don't know. We're going to go straight for this turret, and this should be GG. I hope you guys enjoy. I will be casting more 3s in the future. Comment if you like it, you know, what your guys' team comp you like playing is for 3s and that kind of stuff. I like hearing your feedback. So, yes, we are going to score an ace here, and that should give us the win. So, yes, I hope you enjoy. Good game, and yeah, comment and subscribe, you know, the normal. I actually hate saying that, by the way. I feel like such a sellout, but yeah. Thanks, guys.